Okay, let's see if this works. Sorry for that throat clear. Um, I'm hoping you hear me this time. And then I've got Regine and Cindy. Okay, you can hear me now. So yesterday for the live for the group, we did a live meditation for the group, um, my community that I started yesterday. Regine, you sent me money, but I need you to sign up through my website. So then that way you get notifications and everything else. And I don't have to chase you down to do all of that stuff. It's all automatic. Um, that would be helpful. Um, blah, blah, blah. So, but I used my microphone and it worked better because the sound was nicer and clearer and I didn't have to it didn't sounded less tinny, but it's not connecting apparently now. So whatever, we'll figure it out. Anyway, um, so how is everybody? I was talking about when I was rambling, apparently that no one could hear. I was talking about Minnesota and what's happening with Sir Dumps a lot. So you should come join us. So right now I'm going to be doing, if you start early, if you join early, you're going to actually get more than what you're paying for, because I'm guaranteeing you, as in the community, I'll do one meditation a month and one Q&A a month, whether it's maybe I'll do like a hot seat type thing where I put and we'll do those over Zoom. And I'm thinking I might do the live meditations over Zoom as well, and then post them to like an unlisted YouTube thing, because I can't edit it. Like it takes forever for it to process through YouTube if I just do it live and then try to edit it. And yesterday I was like working out the kinks because only one person was there at the beginning. So it is what it is. And so I wanted to edit it, but I had to wait hours and hours. But if I do it in Zoom, I can just edit it on my computer quick and then upload it to YouTube, and then you'll have access to it. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Cindy, I'm sorry about your dog. That's a tough loss. I was so heartbroken when my dog died. And I mean, it wasn't like I had to make the decision, but it was just like, I missed her dearly. Oh, yeah, I missed her dearly. I think that people don't really talk a lot about the grief that you have when you lose a pet. I think it's really interesting too. Like my dad would, like as soon as he had an animal pass, he would like go out the next day and get another one. I guess maybe not to process his emotions. But I haven't gotten another dog, and I won't until I'm really ready to take the time to train them and um, take them out in all the crappy weather. Like, yeah. So I like my bunny. She's she is perfect. She does not create any more nervous system dysregulation because she's quiet. She still harasses me for blueberries, but in her own way. Regine, did you just get a second one? So anyways, what I was saying is so early on, I'm going to do a lot of extra stuff to fill it. So then when people come in, they have more meditations to come to, they have more to, fall back on, and more, instead of having to wait like a whole other month and then you have 2 meditations. So I'm probably going to do some stuff she loves blueberries. Yeah, she does. In fact, that's how I coaxed her out from under my bed. So she snuck through the gate last night at some point, and she was just chilling under my bed. And so I was like, come on, you got to go to bed. And because I don't want her in my room, I close the door and there's no litter or any water or anything for her in there, or hay. And they need to have access to hay 24 hours a day. So, you're 10 minutes from home. Okay, no worries. We'll get to you. I'm still in my rambling phase. So, I got your second payment. So, so I'm going to be, so if you're in on this early, you're going to get extra, you're going to get more, we'll get more, I'll schedule more chats. We'll do talk about intuition. I can, we'll do a little bit about developing your intuition. They're not going to be full classes, obviously, but because I'm going to be building a course for that as well. But manifestation, I want to do like a little workshop on teaching about sigil work and things like that. So I don't know, but I'm going to front load it. So if you're in early, you're getting a lot more than you're paying for. Okie dokie. And then meditation we did yesterday was connecting with your higher self to like ask your higher self about any blocks you have to manifesting what you want. So, anyways, I enjoyed it. I went and listened to it, and I found it interesting because some of the blocks I have, I was feeling it in places I didn't expect it, like in my heart chakra instead of, like, say, in my solar plexus. So, these are things to think about. Not that I'm like, oh, I love hearing myself, but I was like, I like guided meditations, and it's hard to guide yourself through it in the moment. I don't know. Maybe it's easy for other people. Okay, so Regina's driving. We won't bother her. Cindy, if you want to ask your question. I know, and I don't know. I think I hope people enjoy it and receive it well. And then there's a section on, like where people can talk about their dreams, and you can all kind of like crowdsource on, dream interpretation, and also tarot or oracle card spread or interpretation. Like if you're trying to learn it and you're like, I pulled this spread and I don't really fully understand how it connects, put the cards there. People can help you with that because there's other people that are, and I'm going to be bouncing in there to like answer questions and do stuff too. So it's not like I'm just leaving it to everybody else. And also affirmations and manifestation tips that are working for you. And also when you're doing your manifestations, you can have people that are supporting you through it, because maybe in your walking life and working life, you don't know people who are into this and support you through it. So that's like where we're at. You started online dating and you were wondering how I see this going. Oh God, I can feel that like anxiety. Um, like, ooh. I feel that really in your solar plexus. Is that where you carry your anxiety? Like here? Some people carry it here, like so it's here and it kind of flutters up. Some people carry it here in their heart chakra. Some people carry it in their like in their root. And what's the next one up? I always forget that one. Sacral. Their root in their sacral chakra. So that's like when you get a nervous tummy, like, and it's like, I gotta run to the bathroom. That's where I felt it for you, and then fluttering up. Um, I don't know what this is. Is there? I don't know all the dating apps. Is there something like it starts with like a CIR? Because I keep getting like this feeling of circus. I know that sounds weird, but it's like I don't. Um, New to the territory, I haven't experienced it in a while. Hinge. So it feels like um, I feel like the first month or month and a half, I'm really excited about it. And then I feel like that excitement kind of goes away. And not like I'm like, oh, because I just feel like you sort of get the hang of it, like, um, being able to assess people's profiles a little more with a little more discernment and understanding, oh, this means this means that kind of thing. Like, oh, when they say this, like, just like the undertones of what's being said. And so then I feel like I'm settled in and I feel a little bit more stable at that point. Um, I also feel like don't go on a million apps because it's literally the same people on all the same apps, on all the different apps. um, and so it's like a waste of your time and money is the feeling I get. They like long term, but open to short is short term, but not honest. Yeah. And here's the thing, like, as long as you know what you're looking for, I mean, that's really like what, like, because maybe you don't want to jump back into a really big, serious relationship right now because you're still dealing with, you know, maybe you just want to play the field. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. Um, I don't, I don't know that you're going to find your like your person on there, but I also feel like it's important for you to do that. A serious relationship that's a slow burn. I'm gonna say this. So there's somebody I see that's kind of like, um, I don't know why I see it this way, but like he's, I don't know that he actually physically looks like this, but it's like I feel like he's wearing a 3/4 zip or quarter zip, whatever the fuck you call this. And he's got more of a dad bod, glasses. His hands are in his pocket, and he's kind of like a little has a little bit of bounce on his toes, like he's like or a rock. Um, he's he feels really nice. There's this overlaying energy of being uncertain or nervous. Um, but I feel like in real life he's like pretty okay with who he is. Um, I don't feel like it's like your type normally. Maybe you're looking for somebody that's I don't know. Like maybe in your mind's eye, you're like, I want somebody physically fit, blah, blah, blah. But it's like he's not quite that. I don't know why the name Mike or an M name might come, but I don't feel like he's not your first look. He's maybe not even your second look. It might even just be like, whatever, let's just see. And he's funny. Um, I just keep hearing give it a try. If it turns out terribly, do not blame me. I'm just going by what they're telling me. I don't know who this person is. Like, so I'm just seeing this person. So who doesn't want chemistry? I all the rules I heard about dating and relationships before I ever got married, I'm throwing out the window. Because a lot of them were about self-abandonment. So yeah, that's like never happening again. um, I don't know. That's what I'm seeing. So like I said, I'm not sure that you find your forever person on there, but I also feel like it's really important for you to do that. And I don't always fully understand that. Um, I mean, when I met my husband, I met him on Match. So like I did dating apps and stuff, and but they were online, they weren't apps because old. Um, and it was really good for me because it also got me out of the like before I moved to New York, I did a lot of pity dating. I know that sounds really bad, but like where I was like, oh, I don't want to be mean. And like when I moved to New York, I was like, yeah, I just don't like them. Like because you're just like, oh, somebody new every 5 minutes, who cares? Like it's like nothing personal. We just aren't. We aren't it. Um, I got my glasses today, ladies. Soul Swipe. Allie, you're here. I was thinking about you last weekend. I wondered what happened to you. I hadn't seen you in so long. It is difficult doing that in the house. So I'm also going to recommend, I recommend this to everybody. Go find a hobby you really like. And I know that's like not super sexy and not like, and it seems like, oh, whatever, I don't, but it's like, go find something that you find joy in. And like, there's people there doing those things too. Go do dancing. There will be men there dancing that need partners. Yeah. But in like it, when you're doing this, you're finding joy for yourself. And that's really like when you fill your own stuff up, the energy flows where you become more magnetic and more attractive. And the universe goes, oh, we're sending this one this way. I don't even understand it, but it's like just do your own. I don't understand half the rules, the things that are up there. And even though I teach about it, where I'm like, oh, I know that this works, but also like when I say like, you're the operant power. Nobody has a say. Nobody has free will in your own reality. You have infinite possibilities of things that can happen. So like open yourself up to that or decide that that's what's going to happen. But also remember those people have infinite possibilities and everybody's just moving around to different realities that they want to experience, but your consciousness is still there. It's not like you're interacting with NPCs. Oh, thank you. Oh, you know what? I was thinking, wait, you just paid for a reading? I was thinking you're another Allie. I'm sorry, but welcome. I'm so glad you're here. There's another Allie that's been here and comes pretty frequently. I'm so excited you found me because honestly, I don't post a lot on Instagram and I'm surprised anybody finds me there. I haven't been posting much at all, so I'm happy when anybody finds me. Oh, that is you. Okay, okay. Anyway, so oh, you changed your name. Okay, I got confused. Oh, you're following me on your Insta. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm confused. Just find me alongside the road and eventually we'll meet each other in the middle or something. Yeah, I again, I don't know that on the app you're going to find your forever person, but it's a feeling of like go find your joy and your bliss and like that's where it happens. And maybe it's sorry, they stopped me. They're like she need do not shoot the messenger. It's really important for you to let go of control and like how things have to happen. And they're sort of like, that's why they're saying like, do the apps and go do this stuff. And then maybe they're like, maybe she does end up meeting them on the app. Such assholes. Sorry, not you, them. Um, that it's kind of like, just go do the things and find joy. Oh, you get confused. Got it. Um, okay. So it's like, just like, I feel like it's great. You figure out all the stuff. And then I also feel like you'll go on a few dates and stuff like that. But again, I'm like, it's the food. I hate when they do this. I feel like you won't meet them on there, but then they're like, but maybe she will when she learns to like surrender and like relax and just go and enjoy life and have fun and know that the partner's coming and then like not try to like find the place and we'll push her into the right place. So maybe it's that the person is on the app, but whatever reason your profiles don't seem to pop out to each other, but then you meet each other in dancing. I don't know. I don't know that I'll go on dating apps, to be honest with you. I don't really have patience for all of that. Just wanted to validate your amazing reading last week. Friday, I went to Tampa with my sister. She had an interview with Geico. Regina, I thought of you the other day when my friend said she's hiring someone. In less than 2 hours, they called and hired her. I told you it would be quick. I told you. Do you do like project management stuff? She's starting mid-February. That's quick. This on here so it doesn't make noise. That is amazing. So that's like a month. You do that stuff. I thought about you for a job and it would be an online job. I'm going to ask my friend to send me her, whatever her ad is for this job. I'm going to send it to you. You may not like it. It may not energetically fit for you, but I feel like your name, I didn't even mention your name to her, but I thought of you for it. So I feel like I'm just going to see. Maybe it's something and maybe it's nothing, but like, hey, if I can make connections for people, I'll do it. God dang it. Ugh. So I was late here today because my bathroom is finally finished. So I had half my bathroom done because they had to replace the tub. Because when we had the full bathroom done like 10 years ago or more, like, so the cabinets, the flooring, everything's still in really good shape. But, and everything's like, it's not whatever. So I just had the tub turned into a shower, and we were waiting on the shower doors to get there. And then a couple of tiles for the outside part of it. And the shower doors came this week, so they finally did it. And then he was like, you can't shower yet because I've got to, he sealed the floor because it's marble. And then he's like, I need to seal it and added some more grass. So today was the second day I got to shower in there, and it's such a great shower. I like showering. It takes me I was like, just sitting down there. I was like, this is so lovely. So I was late today because I took too long of a shower. My apologies. You're willing and receiving. Okay. So I'm going to ask her. So then if it doesn't feel like it would be a good fit for you when you look at it, then I won't even bother being like, but you can decide to send your resume and I'll step out of it and like whatever, but I'll ask her for the description anyway, or the whatever she has. I don't know, how you post jobs, posting, whatever, and see if it feels like a good fit for you. And then, I don't know anything about pay or benefits or anything like that. She just mentioned she was looking for a project manager. So there you have it. I don't know what I'm going to say now. So let's do some readings. Do you want to ask a question? Regine, do you want to ask one of your questions since you have two? You missed the first class Friday because I was in Tampa. Wait, what class? The meditation? I'm confused. You love coming here, but I try putting what I learned here in practice. Like, nothing is wrong with me when I go to panic mode. Oh, I love that, Allie. I still do that. So, okay, so I'm not going to tell you the who, but I'm going to tell you the what. So my glass doors for my shower were delivered, and they put them on a pallet. My driveway has we have a 2-car garage. The driveway kind of goes up and then comes out. So if you think of like a wine glass or a martini glass, and then there's parking that's kind of to the side of my driveway. So they put the side of my garage. I park in my garage. There's junk on one half and then my car in the other. Because if I have a garage and I can park in it, I'm going to park in it. So they put the pallet with the doors on it, the next to it, because they were going to install them the next day. And someone pulled in the driveway and like was like kind of not paying attention, and they pulled over them because they have a kind of a bigger car. And I was like, oh my God, did you do this? And they were like, oh my God, like got stuck under their car. And I was like, okay, whatever. And so I went to bed that night, and like we got it out from the car, or they got it out from the car. I went to bed that night and I was like, it doesn't matter. I'm super lucky. Because I thought of the slit, what is it, the slit theory, where it's like, is it slit lamp or slit something, where it's like you don't know where something is until it's observed. Like they're talking about like particle theory. Like you don't know where it is until it's observed. So I was like, it's either broken or it's not, and I haven't observed it yet. I don't know, like because you couldn't, like the box was ripped in place, and there's like some dents and stuff on it, but I was like, I'm not, like, until I observe it, I'm lucky. It's totally fine. The glass is totally fine. Everything's fine. They can install the door. It's not a big deal. I put it into place. Florida is snowing in the Panhandle. We're snowing here today. We got snow yesterday, and there's more snow today. And it's, let's see what's the temperature. It says it is right now. It's 32. Last day I looked, it was like 31, 32. It's not too cold. First question is the general as usual. Okay. But anyway, so like I put all of it into practice too. And like, or when I start to get a little nervous and spiral, I'm like, no, I am the operant power. This isn't how it is. And I've seen something lately about where you talk about observational, of like where you put yourself into like a character mode where you're your higher self sort of observing. It's like, yeah, that person is freaking out. But the truth is like, I'm totally fine. Everything's working out in my favor. I'm not worried about, like, they're doing their freak out moment. And the truth is, oh, you're going through. Yeah. I mean, I grew up, so I lived in San Antonio until I was 3, then Houston until I was 14, moved to high school and college in Wisconsin. I've lived in all the extremes. So New Jersey is like like mild temperature. Like, I'm like, this is great. And like where I went to college was near Minneapolis, St. Paul, but in Wisconsin. Um, I lived there, and then after college, I moved back to Austin. I lived in Texas and then moved to Houston. So I like lived a lot in that area, and snow is rare, and I'm sure cities are shut down there. And I remember they used to sand things in Houston. I thought that was weird. I'm like, what's the point? I don't know. Um, but stay safe. And I remember when I was in first grade, we got snow in Houston. It was like the smallest amount. I was at a slumber party at my friend's house, and it was like the best thing ever when we woke up in the morning. It was like, oh my God. But now that I know what it is, it was really basically like little ice crystals everywhere. It wasn't even really snow. Like basically, they got a whole bunch of sleet. Okay. So, Regine, let's do yours. Regine wants a general reading. What does she need to know this week? So immediately I heard she's happy and thriving. And I feel like there's a weight lifted off of your shoulders now that your sister's leaving, like genuinely, where if you haven't had the conversation yet, I feel like you're going to have the conversation that you're not going with her. And she's like, I feel like her response is not upset. It's sort of like, I kind of guessed that. Like you've already been planting all the seeds. Um, I feel like you may even start packing your own stuff, getting ready and kind of going through and decluttering. And because to me, this feels like a celebration of like, I can finally be free, like be yourself. It's sort of this idea of like I had when I came to New York, where I was like, oh, I can finally figure out my spiritual stuff because no one's going to, like, there's no one around that really knows me. And the people that know me here aren't going to be like, we're praying for your soul. Like there's a couple guys that, well, for a short period, it was a couple. Then it was like one guy who I hung out with a lot, not like whatever. The one guy ended up moving. But they were like graduated from high school with my sister that were here. And they sort of like, Rob would like basically like was like coming out like he, so I was never alone. Like he'd always, when I didn't know anybody. And also asked me about dating advice, women he was dating. um, But like, he wasn't going to judge me if I was like, I'm going to the psychic shop, whatever. He didn't care. He was like, whatever. But it was like that feeling of like getting to just be yourself and not feel like you're being judged or you have to fall into some sort of, I don't know, who you have to be based on how somebody else has always perceived you to be. Oh, you rewound the video? That's okay. Um, Wait, what's correct? I come and look at your comments and I'm like, I've been rambling for 3 minutes and I don't know what's happened. But I feel like, um, I mean, it's so interesting. The energy is so like, I feel like you're in your bedroom and everything looks very light and spring-like and like, um, there's so much bright sunshine in your room. Like energetically, it feels so much happier and lighter. And then literally, like I step out, it's like a black cloud in the rest of the apartment. um, this is no judgment of your sister, of course. It's just that's what it feels like. I actually feel like you may find a place before, like within the next week and a half. Like I feel like it's very quick when you find somewhere. Um, it also feels very light and airy. Again, I feel like it might be a studio. I don't feel like it's going to be a big place, but I feel like you don't care because you're just so happy to just have that freedom. Um, I keep hearing cottagecore, but I don't know why that doesn't feel like your style of decorating. It feels like a black cloud. I mean, I lived with my sister after college because she was like, I need a roommate. And I was like, well, I'm going to be a nurse. I can work wherever. Anybody will hire me. So I moved to Austin and we lived together. And it was just like, eventually I was like, I'm moving to Houston because I want to make more money. And then when I mean, it was just like, it's just tough. Um, and it's like you tolerate so much more from family members that you wouldn't tolerate from other people. I don't know. I tolerate a lot from a lot of people for a long time. Not anymore. So, but I feel literally it's like 7 to 10 days. I feel like you got an apartment, you've got something lined up. It doesn't mean you move in that quickly, but it's like I've got it set up to be able to move in when it's all said and done. Financially, you're going to be fine. Like honestly, separating yourself from her is going to be this like I don't want to say I don't know if it's like a glow up or a big growth pattern, like a big growth spurt, but it's just this like it's actually going to free you energetically in so many other ways that's going to allow money to come in more easily. You're not going to have to worry about things financially. And I also feel like it's this idea of like really learning to trust yourself and feel more empowered and have more confidence. But like that's immediate what's happening for you. Are you throwing out Bibles? I'm not judging. I won't be calling Jesus on you. But I feel like this like huge shedding of spiritual stuff. Like this huge like done with stuff. So like I was thinking about it where I need to I have to move all my stuff back into my bathroom and like reorganize my closet. I have more room in my closet now for various reasons and obvious reasons. And I was like, I'm getting rid of a lot of clothes. Just things that I held on to for whatever reason where I was like, I'm like, nope, I'm getting rid of a lot of stuff. Like stuff that it's like where it's like this symbolic shedding, right? The other thing is remember that the year of the horse starts on, I think it's February 17th. So we're still in this shedding phase. And that's another thing I want to do. Like, like either a manifestation like workshop in the group around shedding, because we're going from the snake to the horse, and the horse is about movement and moving forward. That's kind of what we're going to move into, is like doing stuff that way. And then also want to do another meditation on shedding. Speaking of spiritual stuff, what do I need to know? I'm staying patient and feeling like I'm receiving more from spirit. Just keep doing that. This is not your question. This is not your second question. I'm not allowing that to be your second question. Just keep doing more of that. The idea that I think what it took me a long time to understand in your spiritual journey is like when you're kind of in the beginning where you're at, you want all the answers outside of yourself. You're looking outside of yourself for the information because you were always taught that somebody else had more wisdom, or somebody else, I'm talking myself out of the job here, but somebody else had more wisdom, somebody else had more knowledge. Somebody must have the key. Like I started asking, my first job ever was in a nursing home at 15. And I would ask these old people all kinds of questions because I was just trying to garner a tiny bit of wisdom that I didn't feel like I was getting from the people around me in life. On relationships, because I knew what I saw around me were awful relationships. Just experience through life and what they experienced. And I think that that's kind of, and then like through spiritual growth in the beginning, it was like, somebody must know more than me. Somebody must have more insight than me. And then I found out like a lot of people are making shit up. So my point to you is just stay calm and chill. And the going within also means about just asking for guidance. So I still do this a lot where I'm like, let me dream about this. Or like, hey, I'm curious about this. Just throwing it out there. And the answers will come. But learning to be patient about it instead of forcing the energy, because when you're trying to force something, it changes the flow around things, right? So if you think about, I'm like a stream with rocks in it, right? So if you stand steady, the water eventually will come to you. But if you're trying to force it, it's like it's harder to move. Movement is harder, and where you want to be is not going to get there. This is like a terrible analogy, but sorry. Okay, this is a better analogy. Same thing with liquid or whatever, but like, or when you okay, have you ever taken lotion and tried to like put it into like a travel size bottle? And if you try to force it from the larger bottle into the travel size bottle, you get like weird air bubbles and it kind of glumps out and whatever. But if you just sort of like allow it to drip in there and stop and like cap the bottle, like, and you're like patient with the process, it's easy. You don't make a big mess. It's that kind of a thing where you're trying to force the information from that bigger bottle and it's just going to like not work out, where they're just like this, like chill. You're not trying to, you said you've been patient, but like this idea of like, so it's like literally just keep doing that. Just relax about it. And that goes for everybody. That's why I'm not allowing this to be your question, because I think that's a solid. It's the idea too of like if you're throwing something out there for a man, you've decided something is going to happen. This is your desire, right? You've manifested it, even if it's not physically here. It's here. That's where it starts, right? Just chill about it, because it's if you know it's going to happen. Like when I put an order in at a restaurant, I don't sit there and go, well, where is it? Why isn't it here? What's going on? I don't understand. It's like, no, I fucking put the order in. The food's coming. It's fine. Like, I'm going to go about and have my conversations and do my own thing. And even if I'm really hungry, it's fine because I know what's coming. It's that kind of a thing. I did a lot of like assuming around my abilities. This stuff comes to me easily. It's fine. I'm always accurate. Like, always accurate, right? But like, I'm good at what I do, right? So it's like that kind of a thing. Like I just tell myself that, like I'm good at what I do. So I'm not worried about what everybody else is doing. I don't care if you have a million other readers that you go to. I don't care if there's a million other people doing what I do, because there is no competition, because there's 9 billion people or 8 billion point whatever people in the world. And there's enough to go around. Everybody can share, everybody, like whatever. There's enough intuition around for everybody. Everybody has intuition. Everybody is connecting. And I just relax about it. when I wanted to open up an ability, like especially my clairaudient, which I already didn't realize I was kind of clairaudient already, but like I wanted it to be more clear. I just decided like I get my information clearly through clairaudience. And then eventually it catches up because you start to learn. So anything I'm wanting to change, like there's some physical stuff. It's like I just trust that like the information for me to how to get that or how to obtain that, right? So like I didn't want to be tired anymore. I was exhausted all the time. Turns out it was probably an insulin resistance thing. So like then like within a day or two of me deciding like changing, instead of waking up every morning going, I'm really, really tired every day. Like I'm so exhausted, I can barely keep my eyes open. I just decided I'm ready for the day. Like, because I couldn't go to like, I'm so energetic because I was like not fucking there. Then like stuff started coming up about insulin resistance. So I was like, okay. So I started changing my diet. Guess what? Within a couple of days, I was like, oh, wow. I mean, it wasn't like complete 180, but it was like enough of a change for me to go, there's something to this. I believe that it's not that it's like it magically appears and magically pops up, or like all of a sudden you wake up and you could not handle your human little pea brain. We all have little pea brains, right? Compared to what the universe is. Our little pea brains could not handle going from, I'm totally asleep, I have no connection with spirit, I don't know what my intuition is, I don't trust anything outside of myself, I'm nervous, blah, 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 to like, I'm fully invested and awakened and able to do what I do. Right? We would go into a total psychotic break and you would end up on a 5150 hold. So that's all. Keep doing what you're doing. I know this isn't really for you. This is like for everybody in general. Like when you're looking at it, like I think also the other thing is like if you're manifesting something and it just pops up into your world, I think I sort of just think we're intentionally built into our programming. And you think of us as little computer programs to slow the funnel a little bit, because if it was too big, too quick, we would lose it right away because we wouldn't believe that it was possible, or we would go into a psychotic break. Like our pea brains are not capable of, and we have to like, like you have to build your way up there. Just like with learning anything, like you can't go from like never ever exercising to running a marathon the next day. Your body could not physically do it. It's the same thing with our mental awareness and ability. We would be like, what? I don't know why sometimes I swear and sometimes I don't. It's a crapshoot. Ask one more thing about. Okay, ask about the job. Oh, do I anything more about your job? Okay, I don't know. Okay, this is they're like I don't know if she's gonna. I don't know if you're gonna necessarily end up applying for this job, or I don't know exactly how to work out, but I also feel like it opens the flow and the energy of you looking outside of the box to what you end up having. I still feel like it's online. I still feel like it's a work from home thing, like where you don't have to worry about, whatever. And I still feel like whoever's hiring you is out of state. As far as apartments go, I'm sorry, you're bringing me back to this. I don't feel like you're far from where you're at. And I feel like there's something about like either like a patio or a garden in the center of the complex. Like I don't necessarily feel like it's a newer complex you're in. I feel like it might be a little bit older. And there's like a center garden type area with a water fountain or a water feature of some sort. You might be too young for this. I don't know how old you are. Did you ever watch Three's Company? You know that song, "Come and Knock on My Door"? Because like I see like that like an older apartment complex, but it's like there's an upstairs and a downstairs. So there's like maybe it's a 2-story type complex, but it's like flat roof. I don't think it's that far from where you're at. Well, I watched Three's Company reruns as a kid when I would be like homesick from school, or Jack Tripper. I can't think of his name, but his son is like an actor now, and he looks so much like him, and he's really goofy, just like him. Um, Mrs. Roper, she would wear these muumuus, caftans around. You're welcome. But the job thing, I think it's like, even if you don't, even if I'm sending you, again, there's like zero pressure because I haven't told her about it or anything. I'm just gonna say I know somebody. Um, it just feels like it opens you up to possibilities, like into other areas. Oh, you remember it, Misty? Thank you. Someone's here is old enough to remember. I grew up in the 80s and raised myself, so I'm not saying my TV choices were the best for my age. When I would go visit my dad, we would go to Blockbuster or Cactus Video, like whichever one. And I would like go to the horror section and I would pick out like the worst looking picture of like the creepiest looking thing. I'm like, can we rent this? I'm like 6 years old. Might have been like, sure. Again, I'm not saying they were great choices. And the only movie that ever really made me scared as a kid was because the rest of it just seemed weird to me was The Exorcist. That one freaked me out. And like where even movies like that, like even today, like, and I don't necessarily believe in possessions, but it freaked me out. I mean, I know that they can, whatever. It's like, I don't want to say like never, but like where I have to sit with a wall to my back and the lights on, like it is a daytime only movie for me. But like we watched when I was little, we watched I must have been 5 or 6. I don't know. I don't remember when it came out, but not Poltergeist. Was it Poltergeist? Poltergeist. And I was like crying at the end because they didn't have a house. Like it made me very sad. The scary stuff didn't scare me. I was just crying for them. I was really sad that they didn't have a house. I thought it was the saddest thing because it's like they're in the hotel now or the motel and they roll the TV outside of the room, like out to the like outside walkway, which is whatever. And I was like, that's so sad. They don't have a house. It's like those movies are as good as rolling out and welcome that for bad energies. Yes and no. I mean, I I think that so again I'm going to be in the lines of like my beliefs create my reality. So like once I just decided like I'm always protected because really I had to look back at my life and be like, oh, my guides have really sort of always watched out for me in a big way. Um, like steered me and kept me safe in many, many ways. So I'm just like, oh, I'm always protected and safe. Like that stuff doesn't come around me. And even when that stuff comes around me, somehow I'm like, I'm always okay. And meaning like there was something attached to the land where my house is on, which I sort of had to cross over. And there was something in the woods that followed me home. And when I was telling my friend about it, she goes, and I told her like what happened. And she loves like history and studying, and she'll study the area and stuff. And she's like, oh my God, did you know? And I was like, I didn't, but that's interesting. Like that there was encampments and stuff in the area for training and from like the American Revolution. And I was like, oh, I didn't. But like this guy was somebody who like tortured people. And I was like telling her, and then like there's stuff that's connected to the land from a long time ago for whatever reason. Um, like there's another area by my kids' school where I was like, the girls were like, I think it's haunted down there. And I was like, and my friend Karen and I were like, okay, we'll go down for a walk. And I was like, she's like, I don't feel anything. I was like, actually, there's a woman here. And here's the time frame she was here from. And so she went and looked it up and it was like the last woman executed in New Jersey lived on that land, something like that. It's interesting. So, but when those scary things come, I just always feel like, but they're not like, it's like, no, you have to go away. There was like choking spirits in Hawaii that I experienced in Kauai. Kauai's land is different. I don't like Kauai, energetically speaking. It's beautiful, but they don't want white people there. They don't want, it's for the natives. It's for indigenous people. They don't want, energetically speaking, from the spirits. They don't want colonizers there. So I think that if you believe things are inviting things, and they are, I mean, I can see where you're saying that. So it's like I always run into debates in my head. I was like, yes, and here's the other side of that. Like my brain fights itself a lot. Too much. Okay. Let's answer some questions. So Regine, you're doing great. Okay. Allie, did you want to ask your question? And then we can do some card readings if you want. It could be a quiet day. Oh, I heard definitely yes. Um, but I feel like it doesn't happen until third quarter. Um, so I feel like the real drop, like the not feeling really good about where I'm at, that's sort of like that thing that pushes you. But I feel like coasting through the summer. So it's weird how it'll look to me. It looks like it literally just like such a heaviness and a sadness, especially around March. Um, Hi, Emily. How are you? Um, a real sadness around March. And then it's like, it literally feels like coasting over ice or coasting over like, have you ever ridden in a boat where the water's just like super glass smooth and you just fly? Like that's the feeling of just like kind of like flying through the summer. And then I feel like the change comes in like October, November. So perhaps you're like kind of looking, and I even feel like when you look, it feels like a quick process. So I don't say, I will never tell somebody like don't look until this time, because I think that that's just stupid, because I think our brains and our nervous system need stuff to do to keep us busy. But I also feel like the idea of just kind of adopting the fact that like, no, I know this other job is here and it's mine, it's done. That manifesting thing. I feel like it's been a while, Emily. So do you guys want to do some oracle card readings, or do you have any questions about it you want to add? Like, I think we could do, it's been very long. How are all your children? um, I did a reading for someone this week, and I've been reading for her for a few years. And I thought it was funny because I was like, well, do you want, she just wanted to ask of like a little bit of stuff like her current situation. And, but I was like, do you want me to read your energy first? And she's like, sure. And then I was like, oh, you're in front of the TV now. Like you're in front of the cameras now, like where she's always done work, like production work, like behind the scenes. And she's like, oh my God, it's just like, how do you do that? And I was like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know how I do what I do. It's just like, because she's now doing stuff like where she's in front of like a web type series thing. Okay. But did anybody want to ask any questions about, because I know Misty, you've said in the past, like you, like when I did if anybody wants to actually like political general sort of readings. And I say that because for that stuff, I always get better information if you're asking the question rather than when I'm trying to dig into it, because I don't know why. That's just how it works for me. And so I just go with that. Um, Emily, if you want to do a card pull, you can do a card pull, because otherwise they're $12 a reading and they're 30% off. I mean, 30%, sorry, not off. 30% goes to the Community Food Bank of New Jersey. And then don't forget to, if anybody wants to join the community, I opened it up now. It's $33 a month, $33 a month. Because people like, one of my friends, when I was like showing her, because she's like, she believes in what I do. She believes, she's always recommending me to people, but she's like, doesn't understand like the angel numbers thing. And I was like, people in this kind of community love angel numbers. So that's what we're doing. You're glad you asked, because you can be more compassionate with yourself. You can never be too compassionate with yourself. Honest to God. Like, I think the people that beat themselves up the most are like deserve it the least. The people who aren't even ever like, people who never acknowledge or take accountability are the ones who need a little bit of like side eyeing themselves. Okay, Emily. You try to stay away beyond TikTok. Ice always shows up. It does. So, it's not about ignoring reality. It's understanding that, um, When like one revolutionary energy hits, it's big, it's explosive, it's what forces people to change, even on micro levels in your own personal life, right? So that's a macro level. On a micro level, like macro is like the world stage, things like that. But on a micro level, we don't make changes as humans until we are forced to do it. We will like suffer through some garbage and like, well, it's not that bad, so I'll just like keep moving, right? We do that until it's like suffocating. Or how many people don't go to the doctor, myself included? I'm like the worst patient ever. Not that I'm not compliant when I need to, but like all of my postpartum, all of my stitches ripped out day 5 after my first child. And I didn't contact a doctor till a month out when I was like, I'm still not able to sit right. And she was like, okay. So you want a picture? She's like, no, come in. And she's like, we'll see if it's still healing. She's like, it looks great. And I was just like, whatever you're doing. I was like, well, I was a nurse. So like, I know how to keep things clean. And she's like, and then like when I had my next baby, the doctor's like, if she complains, you listen. She's not a complainer. Like, point being, like, we don't get help and do things as humans until it's really bad. So like on a macro level, people don't, change isn't forced until it's really bad. And so it's terrifying what's happening out there. It is horrific, but it's requiring us to stand up and take notice and make changes. Um, okay, hang on. I'm so bummed out, but I'm really trying. Okay, let me go back up. Wonder how bad it's going to get before we collectively stop saying this is getting pretty bad and do something. So we are doing things. So that's all the protesting. If you look at all the really nice people in Minnesota, like Minnesotans are kind of like Canadians. That's what I think. I mean, not all of them are really nice, because believe me, I met a lot of bitchy people in college that were like pretty terrible. They were from Minnesota, but like, they're not like people in Philly. People in Philly are like, they raise havoc. And people in New York, like there's places where, or Boston, or where that kind of shit won't fly. But when people are coming out en masse, which they are there, and you see them fighting back, and those are the videos I see are citizens fighting back and veterans coming out and fighting back. You realize that people are like ICE characters who are trying to be tough, and they're really not. They're starting to arrest members of ICE. The police officers in New York are arresting people. So things are happening. It's just like where you hear like, well, Trump said he's going to do this. I was like, it's not going to work in the courts. Like in the courts, it's going to get stopped. And it does. Just because Kristi Noem comes out and is like, we don't have to release the Epstein files. We don't have to listen to the federal courts. Like that isn't going to hold water. We also need to keep showing our electorate people, whatever, they aren't going to have a job if they don't fall in line and protect the US citizens and protect our rights. That's why a lot of Republicans are retiring, because they know they're not going to be able to get voted back in. His numbers are abysmal. So, and also it's like, what do they call it? The die-off period. So like things look really terrible and there's a lot of noise that's made before the end of something. I have said this for a very long time. Things start to get better. 2027 still feels, but like 2028 is really when things start to get better. He's not going to be in office for a third office. Peter Thiel and all those stupid idiots are not going to take over. This is not going to be Handmaid's Tale, but things can look pretty rough and scary. It's just like when you're in a hurricane, right? The eye of the storm looks okay, so sometimes things calm down. And like the second, when you get through that wall, that's actually the worst side of it. And then you get through it to the end, and then the storm is gone, and you see like the remnants of what's been there. And some places get it hit really hard, and some places don't. And that's kind of what this is. We're in the second wall right now, and it's rough, and the winds are rough, and it's the dirty side of the storm. And so if you could just hold on and keep fighting through the dirty side of the storm, you're going to make it to the other side. Like, I do see us having universal health care. I don't see us maintaining basically private equity for healthcare. Private equity fucks up everything. There's going to be a lot of changes over the next even 35 years, which sounds like a lot, but Jesus Christ, I was just in high school yesterday, if you know what I mean. And that was 30 years ago. Oh my God, that was 30 years ago. Oh, okay. Y'all, I made fun of my mom at her 30th reunion. You guys are 23. I was like, you're old. Oh, I'm such an asshole. Okay, not really. Okay, sorry. What do you see with ice? Will they calm down? It's not that they'll calm down. It is that you remember the Nuremberg trials? I think that's what it was. We'll basically have those again. I said a long time ago, there was a period where I remember it's like somebody asked me, and I think this was before his second term. Somebody asked me if I still saw that vision of him being arrested and with the cuffs. And it was either probably Secret Service or FBI or somebody behind him. Like, it was not police officers. And if I still saw it, I said, yeah. And then I heard very clearly, but not the way you want. And so I definitely don't want any of this stuff happening. So just keep that in mind. And he's got bounties on his heads from more than just Iran or Iran, however you want to say it. There are more people out hunting him than he realizes or than you are aware of to make sure that they are protected. So as much as he was at the top of all of that Epstein stuff, he's also at the top of a lot of lists. Sorry, knuckle cracking. Try to stay away, but okay. Cell phone, but I'm really trying. There's only so much control regarding my health and healing things outside or heading things outside. I mean, there's a study that came out of Harvard where it was talking about, like, if you're kind to your body, you talk to your body and speak kindly to your body, you can make giant shifts. And I don't know exactly what it was because I never looked the study up. It was just a blurb I saw. And I 1,000% believe in that. I talked to my body when I was in labor with my oldest daughter, and she was not coming down. And then I said, just give me 10 or 15 minutes by myself with my body. And then the nurse came back and she's like, I don't know what you did, but she dropped. And I was like, magic. That's what we do. I didn't say that. I was like, but I believe you can talk to your cells. And like, if there's studies around plants where if you speak kindly to a plant, it thrives. And if you're terrible to it, it doesn't, right? It dies and shrivels. And the same thing with rice. Like, I think there's studies they've done little experiments on that. Why would that not also be true for your cells in your body? It is essentially the placebo effect. They don't know how you healed it, but you healed it through beliefs alone. So I just think the science hasn't caught up with what all of this is. That's what I think. And I think that eventually it will, much like they used to not believe in bacteria on hands. These little things lived on your hands, right? And then technology improved and they were able to prove it. I love that you say that I'm part of your self-care routine. And so I guess they're teachings, but like, I just think they're just stuff I've learned that has worked for me, and I'll share it with you because I don't like I always think like I had to struggle and I would have loved to have this information and not had to struggle. Like, that's the way I look at it. Like, when there's people that are like, oh I suffered through this, so they should suffer through that too. I'm like, that's so weird. Why would you do that? Like, I love that my kids don't have to struggle the way I did. Granted, I probably need to give them a little bit more responsibility because I'm so traumatized by having so much responsibility, but like, also, I don't know. I love that you love yourself more and more, Regine, because you should. You're a wonderful person. Okay, Emily, what's your question? And then we'll do cards. I know you asked it, but then I forgot it. And I can dig up there and find it. Hi, Olivia. How is she doing? How is she doing in school? I'm certain we could get the girls together soon, by the way. Okay. Has your stomach been bothering you lately? Like, I feel really tight over here. And this could be like maybe even having like, I don't know if you necessarily have gallbladder issues, but like lots of discomfort after you eat. And headaches. I have like lots of pressure here. I also feel like kind of alone. Um, I'm not saying you and Dave are fighting, but I just feel like there's a silence or quietness between the two of you. I'm like, you need a hug. Hang on, I'm getting there. She's doing well. She started basketball recently. Nice. She's tall. She should. um, I also feel like intuitively you've been connecting a lot with your grandma because I feel like that's like somebody you chat with when you need to feel comfort and connection. I just keep wanting to say to you, why do you keep isolating yourself? Why don't you reach out to me more? I mean, I've got a lot going on, but I'll have to always have time for you. Um, and I mean, a lot going on. Like I've been like, I am stuck at the house right now. You didn't know this, but like we're redoing now the second bathroom. We redid part of my bathroom. Hopefully it'll be done this week, but if not next week. That's that's the time frame. And they work pretty like they're really good about having everything. Um, I just feel like a need to really find something that's just for you. That's spending time just for yourself. You're not working right now, are you? I'm not saying a job should be that time just for yourself. I'm literally talking about like I have ice skating, right? So that's like something I just do for me. It's not, I mean, my kids do it too, but like, I mean, I take my time to go do that by myself. And it's not about like, and I have friends there and I have connected there. And there's no goal of like trying to make money or turn it into a job because like, who's hiring a 47-year-old new skater? You can see the silence, like you said, it's not fighting. It's just, you did start a job around 2 months ago. Um, there's just something else. Are you not working a lot or are you like it just feels like it feels maybe not stressful, maybe that's it. Um but I just feel like needing something to do, like you need connection with more people on a social level. I feel like you're not having any of that. I also feel like there's just stuff going on and you're sort of expected to balance everybody's emotions. It feels like globally in your family, not just in your house. You're working 40 hours remote. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So that's why I feel like I'm not going somewhere. I'm in the house. Okay. Great. Um yeah. So I feel like I'm gonna say this. I feel like it starts to get better in March. So all of that having to manage everybody, and so it's like it's a lot until then, quite frankly. It starts to get better midway through February, but I feel like in March I've sort of separated myself and found space from it. Um, and then I feel like things are better. I gotta say, I feel like almost Dave is like retreating because he doesn't know how to fix it and he wants to know how to fix it. And so like, because he can't find a solution or like a way to be a fixer in the situation, he's sort of just like pulling his energy back so as to not add any more pressure onto you, if that makes sense. It's funny because I was like, I felt like you were at home all the time. I'm like, oh, you're at home all the time, so you're not working. Like, I forget about remote jobs. I'm at home all the time, right? But whatever. I don't know why. Um, I feel like there's a way that you're going to actually get either not a raise, a promotion in your job, where you're going to take on more responsibilities, have a little bit higher wage, et cetera, et cetera. And even if it's just like once a week, just leaving the house and going doing something for yourself, like go do a craft somewhere, go like literally just go do something for yourself. But I feel like it needs to be something where you're interacting with other people, where you're not just um so I don't know if it's like taking an art class somewhere, or we went and did the other weekend for April's, my youngest birthday. We went and did pottery painting at this place, and we went kind of far from the house just because they were open the latest. But they also have like a lot of classes and pottery wheels where you can actually throw your own pottery, which a lot of those pottery painting classes don't, like pottery painting places don't have that. And so it's like something like that where you have like a weekly where you're meeting with the same group of people, where you sort of develop a little, like just like with me with ice skating, like I have friendships there where it's not like I hang out with them outside of there, but like they're friendly faces that I get to chit chat with when I go there. And it's not necessarily like, I don't know. I mean, I text a little bit with my friend that I skate with and take classes with because we just make little sidebar funny things, but whatever. You're going to be pulled to be trained for something elsewhere. There's opportunity to get a promotion. You're going to be getting that promotion. Pottery, because the local high school has an adult pottery class I've been wanting to do. Go do that. It's not funny that I mentioned that. It comes to me because that's what you're supposed to be doing. That's like this lady who I did a reading for. I was like, she's like, how am I going to meet my besties? It was the cutest thing because I was like, it was not one of those things of like, and this is not any offense to any of you who are asking about love, totally valid. But I don't get the like, how am I going to meet my besties questions ever? And she's in her 70s, I think. Maybe she's in her 60s. And I was like, I keep getting ice skating. She goes, I used to ice skate. I was like, girl, go get your skates on. Go. Like, you're going to meet people there. Like, those are people who you have something in common with. So go do pottery. Go take that class. Because the other thing, if it's at your at the high school in your town, like these are local people. Maybe they'll want to like go out for a walk one day or when the weather gets better. Or like you don't know who you're going to meet where. And like you need that. You need community. Community is so important. Um, I'm so grateful that just through my kids, their friends, that they have, thankfully, some of their friends' parents are pretty cool. And they're now my friends. But like you need community. You need something that's not going to drain you. It doesn't have to be a lot, right? Volume is not always, quality over quantity. Should always be the case. And not that I don't want to hang out, because I totally do, but like, I feel like I get like whenever I make time for friends, it's like, I'm like, I can see you in June. Just because kids get sick and life happens and all of that stuff. We do need to catch up. You have a lot. I ain't gonna tell you a lot. Anyways, okay, so let's do some card pulls. Let's do an oracle card reading. This is how it works, Emily, because you haven't been here in a while. I hold up the cards and tell you, and you pick, and you just write down what deck you want your reading from. You don't have to say you want one. Just tell me what deck you want your thing from, and then whoever puts their deck in first gets to be first, and all of that. Just first come, first serve. That's how we do it. Okay, so here are the decks I have. You can choose from. This is Magic and Mediums, Trust Your Vibes, Voice of the Souls, Inner Child, and I have my reading glasses today, so yay for me. Spirit Animal, Enchanted Map. I'm not doing Tea Leaf because that's a lot. Wisdom of the Oracle, which is this red deck. Women of Myth. The Crystal, Green Witches, Oracle, and Past Life. Hi, Violets. How are you? Pick your deck. We're doing card pulls now. Yeah, this place we went to is like Westfield. Oh, I have a lot to tell you. I got to update you on Jillian and everything. Like, God, I have a lot to tell you. Okay. Can I see? Thank God. Thank God. Past life on Violets. Okay, so let me make my list. I don't know what I'm choosing here. I guess my iPad updated overnight. Sorry. Okay. Oh my God. Stop. Notifications. Jesus Christ. Okay. All right. What do I have? First come, first serve. Okay. Misty wants Voice of the Souls. Trust Your Vibes from Emily. Magic and Medium from Jean. Violet wants Past Life. Getting some rest and listening to my body. I listen to your live sometimes in the background and it gives me so much peace and then say, thank you. That's so nice. I think that's like one of my things where I'm like, I want people to feel calm and peaceful, but it's really funny to me when I first started hearing that where people are like, your voice is just calming. I'm like, really? Because everybody, it's so funny, like how you can, this is what I think is really interesting about self-concept work, right? Because you can be told a whole bunch of things about who you are your whole life. I need to like not do this. I realize that's a weird look, but your whole life you can be given this identity of who you are by things that people tell you outside of you, right? So like family members, classmates, whatever, which is oftentimes just projection, right? But you carry that thought. So when you're starting to change your self-concept and change like how people receive you and how you show up energetically in the world and you start hearing it, it still is like, really? And I think that's the thing with manifestation. Like when you're bringing in your desires, right? And you're starting to like consciously think about how you want the world to show up and the experiences you want to have. Sometimes when they start to come in, you're like, could this be true? Like, even with like intuition, when things start to happen psychically, you're like, I don't know. And that's why people ignore things, right? And like kind of push it away. I don't know. Food for thought. But thank you. I love hearing that. That's because that's like, oh, my eyes look big. That's like the point of me doing this is because I want people to have peace in their lives because it is awful having chaos all the time or not being able to find the peace amongst the chaos. that's something you're working on for yourself, and it feels helpful to hear from somebody else. I think that's what I realized when I first started therapy, like weekly therapy. I haven't gone in like several years now. I went for like 4 years for a week, every week, once a week for 4 years. When some stuff from my childhood started coming up, and I went to her and she's like, so I was like, well, like I am a wreck right now emotionally, and I don't want to be a wreck for my kids. Like I want to get this stuff figured out and dealt with. But what was really one of the biggest healing things was hearing that like my responses to things were normal for someone who had been through the traumas that I had been through. And like, not just, I was like, well, I just thought it was weird my whole life. Like there was something wrong with me and I was weird. And I think that's why I try to share any of my experiences, because it's like, I hear people say to me all the time, like, I had this weird thing. I had this weird experience. I'm like, it's not weird. Like there's connection. Everybody has that. Like that's when you start connecting with your intuition and start having experience, like none of that's weird. That's all normal. And just hearing that was normal was such a gift. Okay. Hi, Creative Chicks. Do you want to pick a deck? So there you go. So Creative Chicks, if you want to pick a deck, if you remember one, or if you want me to show them to you again, I can do that too. All right. Voice of the Souls. Let me find it. Trust your vibes. Great. And I also found the biggest gift to myself was like, whenever I see something where somebody is like fear mongering, or like they say something right about like what's going on in the world, and they're like, there's all these terrible things. I'm like, nope, swipe up. Only because it's not that I don't believe in it. It's like, but I want a balanced voice coming to me. And when anybody says anything scary about like spiritual experiences and stuff like that, I'm like, I just finally learned that like fear is not where any of that lies. And I want to preserve all the peace that I have. All right, so this is for Misty. What card does Misty need this week that would be beneficial to her? Also, I'm going to be giving incentives to people in the community. So, like maybe what we'll do right now, if you write a review, you'll get a free email reading. So if you write a review in the community, I won't name any names, but if you write a review in the community of like whatever, because there's a place where you can do reviews, I'll give you a free email reading. So that's like a $20 value. Like that's a pretty good, and it helps me, you helping me, so I help you, kind of thing. Okay. You got anger. 9 endings, which is great for the end of the snake, year of the snake. Here we go. All right, your soul. Anger is causing interference with your energies, and you can think of anger as also resentment in a way too. That kind of bubbles up there. Also, remember, anger is a secondary emotion. So wherever anger is, there's another emotion underlying that one. It is disrupting your heart and sacral chakras. It is also causing you great impatience. You feel that everything is against you, the others don't understand you, and everything is happening to slow you down, overwhelm, and block you. But the outer world is not your enemy. It is the echo of your own energy. Today, I invite you to understand the source of your anger, or this anger. It is old and has become a crutch for you. You think you need it, that it helps you fight, but it just keeps you in the energy of struggle. It also disconnects you from me, your soul. Release this anger. It isn't right for you, and it is preventing you from feeling grateful and being in the joy of the moment. By smiling, you will connect with me again. Through compassion, you will hear my voice. And through liberation, you will be reunited once more. So release your anger. Your spirit guides. There is an energy of anger inside you related to the number 7. I don't know about that. It is a situation, emotion, or relationship that may have marked you 7 years, 7 days, or 7 months ago. Reflect on the number 7 and how it echoes inside of you. The anger isn't present for you to release it. The anger isn't present for you to release it absolutely. It's so you may understand that there are many things you keep inside you, such as ideas, thoughts, and the desire to discover new skills and abilities. This anger reflects your frustration at not having enough time to spend discovering yourself. Heed the warning sounded by this anger and what it is teaching you, and then you can commence your liberation. This anger is a strong sign to help you realize. Sorry, this anger is a strong sign to help you realize the beauty of your being. The entity. I was angry for a long time, yet I don't feel this anger was mine directly. It was passed down from generation to generation. The anger has become self-evident and a habit in my life and reactions. I didn't like it, but when the anger wasn't there, I felt vulnerable. It was my armor, but it also may have prevented me from experiencing some beautiful moments. I can also feel your anger towards me. While this emotion unites us, it can also disrupt our communication. Today, I am free of anger, and I advise you to find its source so you may release it too. Communication will then be more gentle. You deserve gentleness. I barely touched upon true, authentic gentleness. Don't be like me. Be gentle with yourself and accept the gentleness of others. You really deserve it. That was actually a good one. I mean, duh. Of course it was. Emily wants to trust your vibes. Okay, Emily, this is your card. You're welcome, Misty. Embrace the adventure, number 23. I think somebody got this one last week. Life is unpredictable right now. It may even feel a little unsafe. There is no danger. There is only the unknown. Meet the immediate conditions with a sense of adventure and enthusiasm and embrace the unknown with confidence and positivity. Many new and unexpected doors of opportunity are about to open. To fully benefit from these blessings, be spontaneous and let go of control. Lean into the unfolding adventure. Life is about to get very exciting. Dive in. Regine wants magic and medium. Write these down. Astrology. Oh, I'm giving you two because I kept feeling to pull this one, so I'm going to give you this one and this one. Moon magic and astrology. I think this is the new moon in Capricorn right now. I can't remember. So astrology says the study of the movements and relative positions of celestial bodies interpreted as having an influence on human affairs and the natural world. Astrology teaches you that not everything moves on your time, but that if you can sync your calendar with that of the galaxies, you can surpass your goals when the time is right. With knowledge of the relationship between celestial activities and your intentions, you can perform certain rites on the specific dates in which the energies of the planets will catapult your intentions forward. These dates can be organized into waxing and waning moon cycles, planets going direct or going retrograde, which means backwards, or appearing to go backwards. They don't actually go backwards, or even just the specific days themselves. Each day carries the energy of a specific planet. Therefore, some days are better suited for certain magical workings. The following is a list of each day's planetary correspondence and the best spells to be performed on that day. Monday, the moon, reflection and intuition. Tuesday, Mars is strength. Wednesday, Mercury, communication. Thursday, Jupiter is for expansion. Friday, Venus for love. Saturday, Saturn for banishing and binding. Sunday is the Sun for healings and beginnings. From acknowledging the unique energies inherent in time itself, you will see that there is a time and place for everything. Perform planetary magic. To do this, write out your intention and determine what planet corresponds with it. For instance, if you would like to start a new romantic relationship, that intention would be ruled by Venus and the Sun. And there is no specific day of the week that both Venus and the Sun rule. You could cast your intention on a Sunday or Friday during the other planet's hour, or perform it during a period in which the planets are in each other's houses. For example, you can perform a love spell on Sunday, 2 hours after sunrise, which would be the planetary hour of Venus, but the day of the Sun. You could also perform it when Venus is in Leo. If you are unavailable during these times, you can bring in these planetary powers, various colors, scents, plants, gods and goddesses, and angels corresponding to different planets. If you would like to bring in wealth and other Jupiterian powers, but are unavailable on Thursdays and Jupiter's planetary hours, you can call upon the Archangel Tzadkiel. Tzadkiel? Is that spelled like tzatziki? Tzadkiel instead. Remember that timing and the evocation of planetary powers is influential but not a determining factor. In the end, if your will corresponds with what is written in the stars, it will come to be. That's that one. And then the other one was moon magic. Yeah, the list is closed for specific questions. So, Valerie, if you want to come back next week for your individual questions, I'd happy to do that. If you want to do a card reading, I'll throw you in the list if you want. Just because I have things to do, I can't keep adding people. But thank you for letting her know that, Violet. I appreciate that update. Moon magic. Energy work whose purpose coincides with and is enhanced with the phases of the moon. The cycles of the moon affect the world and the beings within it. As the moon waxes, all bodies of water are pulled towards these celestial bodies. Tides rise and fall in relation to the moon's gravitational pull, and people are drawn to the night sky to witness the full moon. Humankind has an intimate relationship with the moon. For ages, farmers have looked to the moon to dictate when to plant specific crops. Women whose menstruation cycles coincide with lunar cycles have looked to the moon to understand their own fertility. An understanding of where the moon is has aided people in understanding themselves for centuries. This understanding of the correlation between human behavior and the moon has been popularized by werewolf mythology, and that perpetuates the idea that a full moon liberates the animalistic side of humanity. Lunar astrology details that it is not just the phase of the moon that can have an impact on society, but the sign that the moon is in as well. The sign that the moon is in during birth dictates your hidden personality traits, and the signs that the moon is in during your daily life detail certain aspects of the energies to be faced. Knowledge of these phases and astrological periods can be utilized to know when to reap and sow both literal and magical seeds. Planting personal desires along the cycles of the moon is known as moon magic. Align your magic with the cycles of the moon. To do this, perform certain rituals only during specific phases of the moon. For instance, if you would like to grow your business, begin your spell work on a new moon. And repeat, that's why I launched my community when I did. For instance, if you would like to grow your business, okay, do your spell work on a new moon and repeat the ritual throughout the waxing moon period to allow the energies of the growing moon to enhance your own intent. You can schedule your rituals by moon phases as follows. New moon is new ideas and growing relationships. Waxing moon is positive expansions, money, and romance. Full moon is renewal. Waning is release and completion. Dark is introspection and banishing. If you cannot carry out a full spell during its associated astrological period, you can charge a specific item like a crystal or a glass of water by leaving it out during the phase of moonlight so that it is imbued with the specific energy and can be used at a later date. That's that. There you go. Okay. Past lives for Violets. There it is right there. And your moon is in Capricorn and the new moon in Capricorn. It's amazing. It is the new moon in Capricorn and it is amazing. But the moon in Capricorn also it's like talks about like this downfall of that one is, right? So like repressed emotions, really kind of going within and not sharing your emotions with others or things, it's internalized feelings. My moon is in Pisces. And then my sun is in Cancer. I have a lot of water, a lot of moon connection, a lot of water, a lot of emotions. Thank God I have an Aries rising. Find some balance there. Okay, and it's a 0 degrees Aries rising, which I find funny because I'm like, oh yeah, that's like the very beginning of Aries, which is like such an like newish, throw caution to the wind, just act without thinking, and probably why sometimes I'm a little flaky because I just like, I'll just do this, and then I'm like, oh shit, I'm not prepared at all for this. Like not prepared. Why didn't just like okay. Wait, sorry. This is for Violets. What card does Violets mean today? I'll help her through the week. Thank you so much. All right, I'll pull that one. Orphan. Oh no. Okay. You drew this card because you had one or more past lives as an orphan. This is creating a current life of abandonment fear for you. In those lives where you didn't have your mother and father's protection, love, or support, you developed great strength and inner reliance, which continues to help you in this life. However, you may have also developed survival skills that are double-edged. These coping mechanisms help you get by, but they also blunt your heart and emotions. Most likely, this card is a reminder to acknowledge that your true mother father is God. You're also reminded that you have a family of choice consisting of friends and other loved ones, including pets. In spiritual truth, it's impossible to be an orphan. Your true heavenly parent is always with you. If you do tend to isolate yourself, you may benefit from seeking compassionate support from a 12-step Emotions Anonymous group or a qualified counselor. Do they have 12-step? I'm sorry. If you're part of those, I'm not laughing at you. Create community. That's what you should do. Oh, wait, wrong group. Oh, wait, no, that's right. Sorry. Okay. That's live. So creative studios, you want Trust Your Vibes or Creative Chicks? I don't know why I said studios. Creative Chicks wants Trust Your Vibes. And then is that it? Did anyone else want an Oracle card? You're welcome. You are aware of some of those past lives? I mean, listen. My grandmother was an orphan. I mean, not orphan. I shouldn't say that. Her dad died when she was 4. And her mom, she lived in an orphanage for 4 years. Okay. Creative Chicks, what card would she need this week to be most beneficial for her? There we go. Wait. It's number 28. Your higher self encourages you to lighten up and see the positive in your life. Take full advantage of the love and support and allow your fears to ease. The past is over and your inner work will continue to bear beneficial fruit in the coming days. Let your worries go, as they will not evolve into real troubles. You are safe and secure and will continue to be so. Fill your body and heart with the light of your spirit and let this light shine out all around you. This will quickly attract even more support and opportunity. Smile both inside and out. This opens the curtains of the heart and lets your heart-centered power flow freely. Have a good laugh. All is well. I know, the bird was really cute, right? Okay, that's it. Listen, next Sunday I have to be late. I have to do a late afternoon one because I won't have enough time to get my daughter to her birthday party and do these. So not her birthday party, but her friend's birthday party. So I was thinking doing it like 4:30 or 5. Is that okay with y'all? Are you good with that time? Is that terrible? Um, Otherwise I can just skip it if you can't show up for it, because it's really hard to just talk to myself. When my mom was here visiting, she'd be talking to her, like, "Are you talking?" And she's like, "No, I'm talking to myself. I live by myself. I don't." I'm like, "Okay, sorry." And it's healthy to talk. I'm like, "Okay, okay, I'm just asking if you're are you talking to me? Because am I supposed to answer?" Okay, so 4:30 or 5 works. Okay, so I will be here next Sunday. I hope you have a wonderful week. Um, Continue to be kind to yourself. I will see you then. Oh, and join my community if you haven't yet. It's